So, the 2025 WNBA Draft is an interesting one because obviously Paige Beckers is going number 1. No one really knows who's going number 2. Like, obviously Kiki Iriafen is expected to go number 2. You've also got potentially in that number 2 sweepstakes, you've got obviously Kiki. You've got Olivia Miles. I've seen people put Malonga in there, Janiyah Barker at times. So you've got a lot of these players that are in that conversation for that number 2 pick. Heck, if it wasn't for the Sparks, or if the Sparks do want to run a big center beside, you never know. They might go and take the 25-year-old balling out and 18-year-olds. They might go and take, what's her name? Oh my God, the TCU center. I blanked on her name. She's huge though. But either way, the way Flau Jae Johnson is playing, if she decides to go for the WNBA draft, I can't see her not going number 2. She's a 6 foot tall combo guard. She's taller than 5'10", who is averaging 24 points per game, 7.6 boards, 3.5 assists on above 60% shooting and 42% from 3 for the 5-0 LSU Tigers. She has been unbelievable. And she is eligible to come out after her junior year. And as far as I'm aware, she hasn't fully said yes or no. She has said she's likely going to stay, but also hinted that there's a chance she goes to the W. And if I'm her, especially if she continues to play this way all through college, and there's a guarantee that she ends up being that second pick, and I mean that, like, she's going to be the second pick. If the draft was today, she would be pick number 2 with the way the draft is for the Sparks. If they're wanting to keep Diarca Hamby, she'll be pick number 2 because she is box office. She's going to bring the crowd. Like, obviously, putting Paige in LA for marketing reasons would be huge. Flau Jae is going to be bigger than Paige Beckers. Maybe not right now, but when it's all said and done, Flau Jae is going to be that level of, like, celebrity. She is going to be massive. And some people don't realize how there is nobody that is more, like, able to make the main thing than Flau Jae Johnson. She is a hooper. She's a rapper. I think her going to the WNBA early, apparently the only reason she's staying is, like, apparently her mom wants her to get her degree. Okay, fine. Use some of the millions and millions of dollars that she has. Like, she's smart about it. Like, she's bought a bunch of land for her family to own, like, for the foreseeable, which is smart. She's obviously made millions already, but, like, use some of your millions. Do as much as you can before you get to the WNBA draft. As far as I'm aware, she can potentially finish all her college this year. Do as much as you can. Defer the rest of it, and then, like, you're already playing ball and doing other stuff in college now. Just finish out the semester, finish out the stuff next year. You're Flau Jae Johnson. You can convince the college to find a way to get you to finish those classes. Go to the W, have an unbelievable year in the W as a rookie. You and Paige Beckers can be the rookie rivalry because you're both guards and you're both probably the 2 best rookies. And then you're going to go and spend the off-season touring, rapping, go play on Rivals, and become the mega star that Flau Jae Johnson is going to be. Look, Flau Jae Johnson's a star right now. She's going to be a mega star. And with the WNBA schedule, with the fact that Unrivaled is when it is, and all that stuff, like, Flau Jae is going to be, like, a star. So I think, what do I think the odds of her coming out are? I would say 60-40 on her staying for next year. But I think if Dallas were the number 2 pick, there's no chance that she would be going to the W. But the fact LA is there at 2 and Chicago are there at 3, like, I get it. There was some beef between her mom and Angel Reese's mom in LSU, but, like, I think the 2 of them were okay with each other. So I'm at, like, if you're looking for her and you're like, oh man, next year if I come out, the number 1 pick is probably going to go to, like, or, like, maybe the Sparks are going to be in the conversation for number 1, but man, it could go to the Dream. It could be the Mystics. It's good. to be fair, the Valkyries are a good shout. The Valkyries are a good place you want to be. But it could be like the Dream or the Mystics. And I think if there's a guarantee of her going number 2 when it comes to it, I think she's going to come out. I don't think she's going... I think she's going to do a Cardoso and not announce until after the tournament. Like, I'm pretty sure Camila Cardoso announced literally like... If it wasn't after the tournament, it was really, really close. It was during the tournament. But she announced at the very end. Like, no one knew whether or not she was going to be in the draft or not. And the tournament obviously changes everything. Because, again, Cardoso was up high, and then I saw her dropping on boards, and then she shot up the boards again after the tournament. So it is always an interesting one. Heck, before the tournament, Hailey Van Lith was on some draft boards. But, like, it'll be an interesting one because the likelihood is that Lauren Betts is going to stay because I think her sister's coming to UCLA. Janiyah Barker has said she wants to come out, but if she doesn't have the greatest season, she's probably going to stay. But the most interesting one is Flau Jae, because of all the juniors that are eligible to go into this year's draft, she's the best. She is without question the best. And she's somebody that any WNBA team would be happy to have. And she is, like, when people are talking about the consolation prize for Paige Beckers, like, for me, it's like there's a huge gap. Like, I think Kiki Iriafen is fine. I think there's a big gap. I don't think there's a real consolation for Paige Beckers. I think this was like last year, where you get Caitlin, or it's a very, very tough. Well, it's a big gap to Cameron Brink. As good as Cameron Brink is, it is a big, big gap. But yeah, if you can get her as a consolation prize, she's not Paige, but like, I mean, she's still freaking insanely good. She's insanely good. And again, I've said it, the only way Paige doesn't go number 1 is if she gets injured again and Flau Jae's in the draft. That's my theory on it. But Paige is obviously going 1. I think Flau Jae goes 2 if she goes. And again, this is way too early. Like, we're talking 5 months before the draft. And 5 months is like enough time to have a general idea, but I mean, still, it's still way, way too early. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think Flau Jae has a chance of going for the draft? Do you guys, I don't know what's wrong with my light right now. Oh, well, it broke. I'm going to have to buy a new one. Do you guys think that she's going to go for the draft? Do you guys think she's not? Or do you guys think that it would be smart for her to stay another year? For me, I think that you're better off being part of the revolution of the WNBA and getting there as quickly as you possibly can if you are someone like a Flau Jae, because her getting back into it next year would be, or her getting into it, geez, my light's kind of going crazy, would be like incredible for the league. I think it would be good for her. I need to plug this out. I don't know what's going on with my light. Sorry, guys.